Hi, my name is Dr. Ruby Day. I'm a pediatrician who's been practicing in the Mid-Atlantic area for the past 17 years. And today I'm here with Reach Out and Read, and we're going to talk about a book for a 4-year-old. And we have this great book here called Elephant in the Dark. And we're going to read it together, and I'm actually going to talk to you about different parts of it. But 4-year-olds, as you know, are super interactive. They have lots of questions. I'm pretty sure you've gone through the whole stage of why for just about everything. And so you're going to have a lot of fun reading this book because there's a lot of interaction you can do back and forth with your child. And so let's go ahead and start with Elephant in the Dark. Merchant Ahmed had brought a mysterious creature all the way from India. What do you think it might be? The news spread fast through the village. What could the huge beast be? Do you have any ideas? How are we going to figure this out? Look at that. They're all trying to figure it out. The villagers ran to the merchant's barn next to his house to see this strange creature. But the doors were locked and the merchant, tired from his journey, was sound asleep. You think he's snoring? The rowdy crowd woke the merchant. He stuck his head out the window and shouted, "It's too dark in the barn to see anything. Go home and let me sleep." But no one went home. Instead, they decided to see the beast for themselves. How do you think it's going to work? Who do you think here is going to actually fit through? Is someone going through the window right now? The first villager snuck into the dark barn. He tripped over a bucket of water and fell on the animal's long, slithery nose. This startled the villager and set him running. Outside, he gathered himself, puffed his chest, and said, "The creature is like a snake." Do you think it's a snake? Let's see what other things we can find. Next, a short man entered and reached very slowly into the dark. He wrapped his arms around one of the animal's legs, then rushed out to report, "People, the creature is not like a snake at all. Oh no, it's round and tall, like a tree trunk." But a tree trunk isn't an animal, right? So what could it be? So we thought snake, tree trunk, what other information are we going to get? A third villager climbed inside the dark barn. The beast swept its huge ear against her face, and the woman ran out. "The creature is neither like a snake nor a tree trunk," she panted. "It's like a fan, a huge floppy fan." I don't know any animal that's like a fan. All right, let's see what other information we can find out. The three villagers argued excitedly. Others scratched their heads and disagreed. Each offered such a different view. The fight escalated, and the remaining villagers stole into the dark barn to find out the truth for themselves. What do you think? One, I don't know if I'd be brave enough to go into a dark barn. It's like a leathery jug of water. It's skinny and hairy like a paintbrush. It's definitely sharp like a plow. You see that? It sounds like a horn. All day long, they called each other's names and fought to prove each other wrong. Into the night, no one listened, but everyone shouted and shoved. And you can see they're all disagreeing, right? When the sun finally rose the next morning, Merchant Ahmed led the beautiful, gentle creature to the river. but everyone was too busy fighting to notice the large gray elephant. And no one noticed that they each knew only a small piece of the truth. Look at that, there's the elephant. So this is a pretty cool book, right? And parents, I know, no 4-year-old is going to be sitting through this entire book. And so one of the things and takeaways that you might get from this book is talking to your child about the fact that they tended to do better when they all came together, right? And if they all came together and worked together, they would have put the knowledge that they each had together to come up with the solution that this is a very sweet elephant. And so talking to your children about teamwork. And another thing that this book is like a puzzle. And so kind of taking lots of different pieces and putting them together to get your big picture. Now, you're going to say, Dr. Day, no one sat through this book. My child was running here and there. And so how else can you use this book? Well, you can talk about different textures. And so here we talked about how leathery the bottom of the elephant felt, or how the tail felt like a paintbrush because of the hair there. And then the tusk was sharp and smooth. And then the nose blew air, right? And so you're talking about utilizing different senses. And this is all kind of expanding your child's brain. And then when you look at this picture where you can talk to your child about how are all these individuals interacting. And so while you might not get through the book, each page has something different that you can explore with your child. Thank you for joining us on Reach Out and Read.